games are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
And Brooklyn is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Nets will be going up against the Orlando Magic. Checking out the Magic, facing an excellent team on hostile ground. They'll need to play a complete game, start to finish. We'll see if they can pull off the upset. One thing we're seeing, Kenny, certain teams that started off hot are now falling by the wayside.
Man, that happens every year, Arnie. This is nothing new. No surprise. Everyone does it. The league catches up to them at some point.
You know, after teams adjust to you, you have to adjust back. If you can't, shows you weren't all that to begin with.
Very true, very true. Here's Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the tip.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Fournier.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself. The tribe gave him the name Little Mountain. Kevin?
Great story, DA. Thank you. Looking at the schedule, Doris, about halfway through the season, some teams that started out very hot and were winning like crazy have now come back to earth. They've cooled a bit. They've leveled out.
I think inevitably over the course of an 82-game season, NBA players will tell you there are always ups and downs and waves of success and then the tough moments. And the best teams seem to be able to weather all of that. Not get too high when they're playing well, not get too low if they're in the middle of a slump.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. And for the Nets, Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Durant is out there with Joe Harris, and it's Jordan in at the center position. Durant for 3, rebounded by Vucevic. And it's Fultz with the ball for the Magic. Their last encounter was in Orlando.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
What was most disturbing to me, Greg, was they didn't have a backup plan, right? The threes aren't falling. What do you do next?
Oh, Kevin, not a petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Now, here's Fultz. 8 points his last outing. Pass to Ross. There's the triple. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Isaac with the steal. First quarter, just over a minute played. Fultz looking around. No good that time. Some solid defense there from Irving. Last outing for the Nets. They won that game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
The Nets shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, Katie doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
A putback, it's hauled in by Gordon. The Magic have gone 0 of 5 here to start the game. Rough start for them. Here's Isaac. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
This is encouraging to see Jonathan Isaac finish through contact. He obviously will fill out that frame and add some weight, but the balance really impressive.
Now here's Durant. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Irving can't hit. The Magic have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. And then Gordon with the dunk.
You know that the pass is for Aaron Gordon, but his athleticism takes any defense out of the equation. Doing work, Aaron Gordon.
Irving with the ball. Guarded by Fultz. It's LeVert on the wing. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Ross on the wing. Lets it go from deep. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss.
Credit the defense right there. They have not allowed this guy to get going at all in this period.
Durant, that's good.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. The pass to Ross. 6 to shoot. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Lets it go from 14. Rebound, Brooklyn.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Fultz kicks to Gordon. Tipped away. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's Fultz. He's covered by Irving.
A terrific job from Irving to track his man the entire way and bother that shot.
And yet to attack the paint here, everything's coming from the outside. And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim. Well, they say the post-up big man is dead and gone in the NBA, but don't tell that to Nikola Vucevic, an offensive focal point, and he does some of his best work on that low block.
Free throw drops for Vucevic. And you look at the footwork of Vucevic inside, his moves and counter moves. Terrific.
Shades of Kevin McHale. And that's something he's continued to develop in the pros. A response to defenders who often surpass him athletically.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
We know this about Nikola Vucevic. He's a high percentage finisher. To me, the next steps, right? Improve your defense, be more consistent with range, and if he does that, he's golden.
The Magic trail by 6. Now Fultz. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Passes it to Ross. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And this is where Terrence Ross turns himself into a weapon, drawing these fouls, getting to the free throw line. He is such an excellent free throw shooter.
And the Magic, one of those franchises that's still looking for its first title.
And Greg, they've been to the NBA Finals twice, but boy, did they run up against 2 of the all-time great individual closers in history. 1995, Hakeem Olajuwon says no to the Magic. 2009, the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, says, no, sir, I'm getting another championship.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw.
The Nets had to be so judicious and so smart with every move they made because they did not have top draft selections. So you have to use cap space to acquire picks. They had to find sleepers in the draft. They had to find players who were probably undervalued and then develop those players. This is an organization that used every tool at their disposal.
Here's Fultz. Jordan with some nice D.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And Doris, the Nets showed they could manufacture a rebuild.
Kevin, what the Nets did was not easy. But to me, it shows you exactly how critical quality front office personnel is to the success of an organization, and the Nets were on point throughout the process.
And the free throw drops for LeVert.
To me, Karis LeVert has tons of upside. This is a 6'7" guard with an outstanding skill set.
Fultz kicks to Isaac. Another miss by Orlando. Nets leading by 8. LeVert finds Durant. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Fultz the pass to Gordon. The basket good off the assist from Fultz.
Well, Markelle Fultz continues to develop his floor awareness. Passes like that will create all kinds of chemistry.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. To the inside, Jordan, and the dunk by Jordan.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
The Magic trail by 8. Here's Fultz. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Good D by Jordan. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. KD dishes to Irving. Pass to LeVert. And here's Harris from the arc. That one doesn't go. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Pass to Ross. There's the pass to Vucevic. Over Harris. And it's Vucevic. That time on the assist from Ross.
You know, that's what he wants more of. Up until now, the accuracy just hadn't been there.
Irving kicks to Harris. Pass to KD. Fades. Good on the bucket. KD's got 9 points.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
The Magic trail by 8. Fultz with the ball. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Now, here's Isaac. Tight defense on him. 5 to shoot. Back to Gordon. Here's Fultz. Misses off the left iron.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end. Certainly, he cannot buy a bucket right now.
Now here's Durant. He's got 9. Irving can't hit. Here's Isaac. And it's Durant with the rebound.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
A nice shot by Irving.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Here's Fultz. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here.
And at this point, there simply is no doubt that Kevin Durant is one of the great shooters to ever play the game. The only question is just where on the all-time list will he land when we talk about the unstoppable scorer.
And a new group in for the Nets. Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Chandler comes in for Kevin Durant. Prince is checked in for Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for LeVert. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Gordon. Aminu comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Evan Fournier's checked in for Ross. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Markelle Fultz. Bamba finds Vucevic. Pass to Augustine. Beyond the arc. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. And the Nets with possession. They're on a 15-6 run. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. There's the call. It's a foul in Orlando. And with Durant, perhaps the most amazing part, he can have quiet nights, Greg, of 30-plus points.
Kevin, his scores are just so easy for him that you forget you aren't supposed to see 7-foot sharpshooters doing it. He can score from anywhere in any fashion and can hold his own with any player in history in terms of how unguardable he is.
And he knocks down the first one.
And you look at this Magic roster, so much potential.
I think, Greg, they have done a great job of drafting to the style of play they want to play. Guys who want to get after it on the defensive end. Guys who can switch and slide on the perimeter. Guys who can protect the rim. That is the backbone of this organization.
And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. Indoors at times, he's been the Nets' best player. Spencer Dinwiddie rewarded last season with a 3-year, $34 million extension.
Well, I think he's earned it, Kevin, right? Because he has started for them, he has come off the bench, and to this young man's great credit, he has accepted and excelled in either role. And I'll tell you, it's unusual for a point guard at 6'6". He has done nothing but enhance his versatility.
Now Prince, following the miss by Evan Fournier from deep. Here's Aminu, makes it off the glass.
And Kev, this is exactly what you expect from DJ Augustine. This is why coaching staffs love him. He makes everyone better.
Now here's Dinwiddie. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there.
Bamba against Allen. Here's Chandler, and he can't bank that one in. Irving against Augustine. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, he might just be 6 feet tall, but there is incredible strength packed in that body. You can tell he enjoys the contact.
And here is Irving. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. He kicks it to Chandler. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists in the game.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now here's Fournier. 9-point game his last outing. Augustine against Irving. Here's Birch. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Jared Allen. The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first one falls.
And for the Nets, team dinners, you go to their practice facility, a beautiful rooftop space for team gatherings. Building chemistry is a focus for this franchise.
And that's not surprising, Greg, given that their front office is part of the San Antonio Spurs tree, so to speak. So staying connected as teammates, especially valuable in today's NBA. Love the culture here.
Now here's Irving. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. Here's Prince. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Nets have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4. And he makes the first. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
And he makes both free throws.
And doing a good job getting to the line and capitalizing.
Right wing. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Taurean Prince.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
The Magic shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Free throw good from Aminu. Rodions Kurucs. He's checked in for Wilson Chandler. Two free throws for Aminu.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
Irving passes to Allen. Fournier against Dinwiddie. Outside Prince. Dinwiddie outside. From outside, off the mark. Here's Augustine bringing it up now for the Orlando Magic. They trail by 9 points. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
I think, Greg, it was a lot of bad decisions leading to a lot of poor looks. Patience was not their best quality in that basketball game.
There's 31 seconds left to play in the first. And he comes up with the deuce.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Nets leading by 9. Irving surveying the floor. Here's Dinwiddie. That doesn't go either for Dinwiddie. Now, here's Aminu. Launches it. Knocks down the 3 ball. Aminu's got 7. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Nets lead by 6. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And this team has shown their toughness and determination, and Kyrie Irving talks about what he sees in his teammates.
What's going to separate us is how close we are, and when we're in the trenches together, I'm looking to my left and to my right and knowing that these guys have my back.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Taurean Prince is out there with Allen. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Caruge, and it's small forward. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Irving passes to Caruge. Now Augustine. And it's sent back by Irving.
Boy, Kyrie Irving becoming a better and better defender over time. Nice block right there.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son Philip was born in December, and then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball." I think he will. Kevin?
Well, DA, it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. The Magic trail by 12.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
4 on the shot clock. Aminu, the pass to Augustine over Irving. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, terrific defense. They obviously respect his ability and just want to make it tough.
And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
Now, here's Fournier after Taurean Prince's miss. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Bamba.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Irving passes to Dinwiddie. On the wing, Irving. Bamba with the block.
I'll tell you, the kind of lockdown defender Mo Bamba can be. Send it back, young man.
Here's Augustine. To the middle. And so Orlando again turning it over. In the second quarter, held scoreless. So for the Nets, Kevin Durant's checked in for Taurean Prince. And Harris subbed in for Irving. And the Magic making a change here as well. Fultz is checked in. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Dinwiddie passes to Harris. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Harris has got the lead up to 14 now for the Nets. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
What we know unequivocally is Spencer Dinwiddie is far more than a terrific basketball player. Let's remember, he scored 1,400 on his SATs. His mom was a professor at USC, and there's something very special about being raised in an academic environment.
DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Brooklyn. The Magic also changing it up. Vucevic, he's checked in for Kem Birch. Gordon comes in for Al Farouk Aminu. And it's Ross in for Fournier. And Doris, you talk about Dinwiddie's book smarts. His parents wanted him to attend Harvard.
Yeah, he chose instead, Kevin, to attend the University of Colorado, believing the Pac-12 would be a better stepping stone to the NBA. And think about it, even now, this guy not shy about challenging authority. He will keep his coaches on their toes.
And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist by Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Fultz. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That's his first foul. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Bamba. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Right side, Gordon. Kicks it to Vucevic. And stolen by Jordan. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. KD leading the charge.
Boy, Joe Harris refusing to give an inch, and he is rewarded with a trip to the free throw line. Nicely done.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
And the first one at the line is good. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
And Harris drops them both.
Well, think about Joe Harris, the 33rd pick in the 2014 draft. So that's the 3rd pick in the 2nd round. And boy, has he turned himself into a viable NBA player. Knockdown shooter who can now put it on the deck as well.
Now here's Ross. He's coming off a 13-point game against Dallas. Clock is at 3. From deep. Brooklyn with the rebound.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
And there's the call on Durant. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. The Magic trail by 18. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Well, obviously a rough start to the career of #1 pick Markelle Fultz. The shoulder injury sort of takes away his shooting ability when the Sixers trade him away. You're rooting for this young man to get back to his game.
And take a look at this. Every team loves to have guys like these. Big men who can pass like guards. These are their assist totals on the season. 4th, Kevin Durant.
It takes a tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of the low post.
A feel for the game and terrific court vision. There's not an angle or an open teammate that they won't spot and find right away. The simple little draw and dish play is elevated to an art form by that group.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Over in the corner, Isaac. Misses and the dry spell continues. And some have said, Doris, for Fultz, not just physical issues dogging him early on.
Well, I think you have to consider, Kevin. When you are the #1 overall pick, extraordinary pressure comes with that. So now with a new team, perhaps that fresh start gives Markelle Fultz an opportunity to showcase his big-time talent.
And the basket by Gordon.
Well, boy, oh boy, each year Aaron Gordon adding to that offensive arsenal. The mid-range game is right there.
Pass to Karuch. Now Harris launches a three. Kept alive. Jordan missed inside.
Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Nets making a change here. LeVert's checked in. And the pass to Fultz. Ross with it. Passes it to Gordon. Over KD. And it's Gordon missing.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Markelle Fultz. That's foul number 2 for him. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. So it's Brooklyn now. Right side, Jordan. Harris inside the line. And again, it's the Nets missing. The Magic trail by 18. Here's Isaac. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
This guy has great agility at his position. Jonathan Isaac so fluid when he's driving to the cup.
Nets have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. LeVert the pass to Harris. Now here's Durant. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 3 assists tonight.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Orlando's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Now here's Fultz. LeVert defending. Lets a floater go, and it's laid in by Fultz.
Well, this is what's evolving over time, right? Markelle Fultz running the pick and roll, such a precise play.
Durant the pass to Harris. Rebound by the Magic. Fultz has got 4 rebounds now tonight. The feed to Gordon. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Well, sheer strength on these finishes. Aaron Gordon pushes through anything you might throw at him.
Gordon against Durant. Here's Harris. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, this is the night you look at your teammates and tap them on the back and say, good job, because for him, he's been struggling all night.
And it's Gordon missing.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively. Well, think back to Caris LeVert's career at Michigan. It was marred by 3 foot surgeries in just 22 months. And obviously, the medical red flags caused his draft stock to dip. But credit the Nets, who picked him up with the 20th pick back in 2016.
And the ankle injury for LeVert last season, more of a freak accident.
Yeah, Kevin, you think about it, he comes down on top of another player. It ends up costing him 3 months. But even through these tough injuries, what we know, Caris LeVert has shown when healthy, he can be special.
Now here's Fultz. KD comes with the double team. Clock at 4. Here's Ross. Good on the 13-footer.
When the mid-range is working for Terrence Ross, he's going to create problems. It's just a matter of can he do it consistently, Kev.
LeVert with it, guarded by Fultz. LeVert the pass to Durant. That's good, and it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got his 5th assist in this one. And it's the Magic with the ball. It's an 18-point game. And after this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Gordon with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got 5.
How about those instincts from the 7-footer? Vucevic uses that size to snag offensive rebounds.
Down low, it's stolen by Vucevic. Here's Isaac. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The 6th pick back in 2017, 6'10" Jonathan Isaac out of Florida State. Greg, what have you seen from him?
Came in somewhat raw. Potential as a rangy defender. Offensively, though, still a ways to go.
First free throw is good. Of course, you and I were just talking about this as more and more players are going public with their trade requests. Do you think that's had a negative impact on the game?
Well, Kevin, I certainly think it makes long-term planning for NBA franchises a lot more difficult because contractually we are not seeing them hold true to the particular organization they may have signed that contract with. The reality is this in today's NBA. You've got to be nimble as an organization, and you have got to be attractive to them. And I mean that with great ownership, great leadership, and who are the players currently in your system. You have got to be incredibly nimble to be successful in today's NBA.
I think you're right on. Here's Jordan, and too long on the shot. The Magic trail by 14. Fultz with the ball. Outside Gordon. Here's Vucevic. Puts the fadeaway right on the money. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, he's playing with much more discipline here in the second quarter. He is waiting for good opportunities and capitalizing.
Now here's LeVert. He's covered closely. Jordan finds Durant, and then Durant with the jam.
Well, do opposing defenses just start shaking their head when Kevin Durant starts cooking because he can heat up in a hurry?
And it's Fultz with the ball for the Orlando Magic. They trail by 14. A floater, and it's good on the layup. Fultz has got his 2nd basket of the game.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
1:44 left in the second quarter. Harris. It's good. Harris has got 6.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
The Magic trail by 14. Fultz the pass to Isaac. Now here's Vucevic. He's guarded by Chandler. And Vucevic throws it down.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
And here is KD. 16 points for him. He gets that one. Harris has got his 3rd basket of the night.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Here's Fultz. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, you love that Markelle Fultz has the ability to draw the defense's hand and get himself to the foul line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
That free throw, no good.
Well, you think into Markelle Fultz's early part of his career, he was under such scrutiny as the #1 overall pick. This guy's starting to prove how valuable he can be.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Taurean Prince comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Irving subbed in for Joe Harris. So he comes up empty, missing both. Nets leading by 14. Here's Irving. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got 6 assists here tonight.
This guy is such a good all-around player. Karis LeVert sharpening his court awareness and finding his open teammates.
Orlando's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Fultz the pass to Bamba. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Lobbed up there for Durant. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
I'll tell you, Kevin Durant is hyped. He knows no one can stop him if the pass is perfect.
The Magic trail by 18. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Fournier goes in.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Well, it's trying to close the quarter strong, and by that, Greg, take a great shot without giving them an opportunity for another one down the other end.
Now, here's Aminu from deep three-point range.
Well, you love the activity of Karis LeVert. He's just trying to bother the offensive player and does a good job there.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Nets out in front. They lead by 18. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
So I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 18 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
The consistency of Kevin Durant, it's remarkable. He gives you everything you could ask for on the offensive end. Prolific, efficient, and he does it night in and night out.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low, just great work.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. The Magic trail by 18. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So on the floor for Orlando. At the 4 and the 5, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Fultz and Ross pair up to make the backcourt. And it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. LeVert's gone 5 of 6 in field goal attempts tonight. Here's Fultz. From 13 feet, it goes down. Fultz has got 6.
Well, terrific to see Markelle Fultz knock it down, looking more and more assertive in the mid-range.
Here's KD. And then Durant with the jam.
And this is what we've come to expect from this guy, right? Not only making a ton of shots, but being efficient while doing so.
The Magic shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Irving with the steal. And Durant, here we go. Basket counts. KD's got 4 points in the quarter.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's Fultz. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
You gotta love how Fultz uses his strength on these tough finishes, elevating up and over the defense and just finishing in traffic.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game. Free throw good from Fultz. Doris, great scoring is often reliant upon great foot. And we hear coaches, don't we, talk about that all the time?
We really do, Kev. You look at a guy like Kyrie Irving, who at the point guard position is one of the great scorers. He's a clutch shooter. He doesn't go to the free throw line a lot, and it's because he's so elusive. Can finish left and right, puts a lot of English on his shots. DeMar DeRozan gets separation with incredible footwork, and maybe the best in the league right now in terms of his footwork. That tap dancing James Harden, which is just nearly impossible to check.
Oh, I love those names, and you're so right. And it's fun to watch. What a steal. Now Irving. After the missed three from Vucevic. Irving kicks to LeVert. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Jordan. Drops in the layup for 2. Jordan's got 6.
What about the intensity? Go ahead, Mr. Jordan. We see you working out there.
Gordon dishes to Vucevic. Pass to Fultz. Ross against LeVert. Ross passes to Isaac. Here's Fultz. Another miss by Orlando.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. But Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy, just struggling to make shots right now. Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Durant down low. He's against Gordon, and good that time.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Here's Fultz. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Pass to Ross. And here's Vucevic. Now the pass to Fultz. No good on that one. Good D by Irving. Brooklyn leading by 19 points. Lobbed up there for KD. Hammers the alley-oop through.
You love the leadership of Kyrie Irving from the lead guard position. Yes, he's looking to score, but he's adept at finding the open teammate.
Fultz, the pass to Vucevic. Now, here's Isaac, guarded by Harris. Passes it to Fultz for the 3. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. LeVert, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Okay, Kevin Durant scanning the floor, looking for opportunities. Make your teammates feel good. Nice.
Orlando's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Fultz, and finished off by Fultz.
Some power coming from the PG.
Ah, that's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
It's tough to hide your communications. Teams go to great lengths to try to do it, but sometimes to no avail.
Odions Kurucs, he's checked in for the Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Karis LeVert. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. Irving with the steal. To the paint. And then Durant with the dunk.
Boy, defensively, Kyrie Irving has gotten better and better. Nice anticipation there.
The Magic have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. And that'll be his third foul so far. Bamba is checked in for Orlando. On the wing, Gordon. Back to Augustine. Shot clock at 6. Over Durant. The Magic again can't hit.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Well, being aggressive and assertive. The big man snatching the rebound.
7 feet, 260 pounds. Vucevic has a big, strong body with great footwork inside doors, but he doesn't shoot a lot of free throws.
He doesn't, Kevin, and he can struggle at times to finish through contact. If he were a better leaper, I think he'd get to the line more. This guy is just so smart and elusive with his footwork. So this is a big-time player now, make no mistake.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct. Just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Kem Burge is checked in for Vucevic. Aminu comes in for Gordon. And Evan Fournier is subbed in for Ross. That free throw good from Kyrie Irving. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well.
Well, you talk about physical gifts for the game. 7-footer with the longest wingspan, 7'9.5", and that gives him a huge sphere of influence.
Now here's Durant. 28 points for him. Count the basket. Now Augustine. Out to the right wing. Bamba kicks to Aminu. For three, Fournier. Jordan with the rebound. Greg, you look at Bamba able to touch the rim while still on the ground. And he gets off the ground pretty well, too.
A good athlete, still getting stronger and developing his feel for the game. But he has something you just can't teach.
Here's Augustine. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the team scoring leaders. The fourth spot held by the Nets.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Augustine banked in off the glass. Augustine's got 6 points.
Well, this guy is the very definition of undersized but tough-minded. Through the contact, DJ goes.
2 points. That one goes.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
For Orlando, they've gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Fournier against Dinwiddie. Up top, Fournier. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Aminu. Dinwiddie with some nice D.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Absolutely no mercy right now from Kevin Durant in transition. Those long strides, that's an easy bucket.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Magic. An easy 2 points on the layup. Augustine's got 4 points now in the quarter.
What an effective, efficient offensive possession. They'd love to get that shot every trip down the floor.
Pass to Caruch. Trying to find Durant. He's got it now. Irving from long range. Durant, and Durant is right there. KD's got 34 points.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
Irving against Augustine. Pass to Birch. Orlando moving the ball around. They get a hand on it. Irving with the steal. And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. And it's Caruch missing. Orlando's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And Aminu kicks to Augustine. The pass to Bamba. Outside Fournier. 5 on the clock. Rebound, Brooklyn.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Here's Augustine. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket.
Aminu, get down, baby.
Augustine with it. 8 points for him. Here's Birch. Second shot opportunity. Doesn't go that time. Good D by Jordan.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Augustine against Irving. Now here is Augustine. He's guarded closely. Good D by Irving. Caruch passes to KD. And then Durant with the jam.
And Kevin Durant makes that dunk look easy. He's so big, you can't do anything about it.
1:14 left in the third quarter. Well, Orlando shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the third quarter. Here's Fournier. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pass to Aminu. Knocked away. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Irving. Aminu grabs the miss. Aminu's got 4 rebounds in this game.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Augustine against Dinwiddie. Fournier for three. That shot misses. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
Boy, they can't cut into this lead with him going stone cold and only so much time to turn it around.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
From deep, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Brooklyn. This has been a remarkable game for him offensively. Anytime you get over the 40-point mark, it's been a special, special day. Back right after this. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Nets shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. Friends out there with Wilson Chandler. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Musa in at the two-guard spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Now here's Chandler. Clock at 6. Orlando grabs the miss. Birch has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's a 1-2. Pass to Carter Williams. Here's Ennis. Here's Birch. Aminu, no one around him. Chandler with the rebound.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
And Al-Farouq Aminu gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Temple. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
George, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
Free throw drops for Temple. On offense, here are the Magic. And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That's his first foul. One minute now into this fourth quarter. And here is Carter Williams. Just 5 to shoot.
This is what superb defense is all about, guys. He read that all the way.
Musa with the bucket.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Well, Orlando shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Carter Williams with the bucket.
Carter Williams looks like he's floating out there, but has that deceptive first step.
Here's Temple. Chandler outside. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now, but when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
Second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. 4 on the clock. Rebounded by the Nets.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And the passer floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Here's Ennis following the bucket by the Nets. To the inside. Here's Aminu. No good there. The Nets go the other way with it. 11 feet away. Again, the Nets for 2.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
And it's the Magic with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn. Now here's Carter Williams. To the right side. Here's Ennis. Rebounded by Temple. They get a hand on it. Ennis kicks to Birch. Now Ennis. Nailed from three-point land. Ennis has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Temple. Pass to Claxton. Now here's Prince. Over Ennis. And it comes off the front of the rim.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
And there's the pass to Carter Williams. Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a 4-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a 3-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about 4-peat.
Here's a 1-2. It's Carter Williams, top of the key. Passes it to Birch. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams.
And passing with a purpose there. I love how Carter Williams keeps his teammates involved.
Here's Temple. Chandler right side. Pass to Claxton. From 15 feet away. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. For Orlando, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. And it goes down 2 points.
Pretty dime there. The kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
Here's Temple. To the wing right side. Can they get it? Claxton, no good. The Magic have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Here's a 1-2. Pass to Carter Williams. Doris, some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. And the first one drops. So for the Nets, Rodions Kurucs comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Irving subbed in for Prince. Vucevic, he's checked in for Orlando. Good on both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. He kicks to Temple. The pass to Musa. To stop the drought. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Vucevic. Ennis in the corner. Lets the three fly. Offensive rebound. Misses from short range. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level. And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here's Carter Williams following the bucket by the Nets. Kicks to Vucevic. And a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Great game for him, double-double now. 11 points and 15 rebounds. Irving against Carter Williams. Passes to Claxton. The dish now to Temple. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic.
Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
Orlando's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Up top, Carter Williams. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Vucevic. The rebound by the Nets. Kurucs has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Irving, and he converts the layup.
The handles, the burst, almost impossible to stay in front of Kyrie on the drive.
Well, Orlando shooting about 40% here in the fourth quarter. Here's Carter Williams.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
No good on that one. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
No good on the second free throw. Well, Orlando shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. Wandu passes to Carter Williams. There's 1:47 left to play here in the fourth. They get it back. Here's Vucevic, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Let's remember we're talking about a fundamentally sound player. Nikola Vucevic gifted at fooling defenders with that pump fake.
The first free throw is good. People look at that general manager position with the team. I think it grows with some organization, maybe shrinks in importance with others. But by and large, it is more stable than coaching, isn't it? That position of being a GM.
Yeah, and I think, Kevin, if you were to ask coaches, one of the things I've heard sort of thrown out there as an idea is when you list the head coach's record, why not list the GM's record as well? Because the reality is success in the NBA is contingent on so many things. What's your ownership like? What kind of front office personnel? Have they made great decisions? Do you have the best possible coaching comparative to the talent on your roster? So much contributes to winning, Kevin.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Now here's Ennis. Here's a Wandu. Second chance shot. Vucevic. The layup missed. It's stolen by Vucevic.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nets.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so checking out the record for these guys tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for KD.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
Here's Carter Williams. After the made shot from Nikola Vucevic, they get the rebound. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Karuch. Here's Temple. Over Ennis. Here's Irving. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, what do you think this team's identity is this season?
You know, we just have so many guys that can score. It's going to be somebody's night every night, like I keep saying. But we're also, our half-court offense is getting a lot better.
The ball is moving around, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.